Hi, I'm Dana, and I think maybe one of the big things I deal with as an autistic person is assuming any sort of social interaction that goes awry or not well or makes me cringe must be my fault. It has to be on me. I'm the autistic person. I must have made it awkward. And I'm increasingly not thinking that anymore. So this is going to be like a little bit of a rambly video and be very much experience based. Because on Halloween, I went to like a little event come party. I don't want to call it a party because I had to pay to be there. It was ticketed. So it seems like more of an event to me. But it was a lovely, lovely, great time. I really, really enjoyed myself. I dressed as Mr. Tusk. I did a whole Halloween costume. I was absolutely bricking it on the way there because I was like, I don't know if anyone's going to recognise this. I don't know if anyone's going to get my costume. And like, I feel like it's one of those things that like people are somewhat aware of, you know? They might not like get it immediately, but it's not like the most niche thing in the world. And I was really pleasantly surprised because like most people I spoke to knew what I was and they knew about the movie. I got to like talk about horror films to people, and I really like, it was a really lovely time. I felt like I like connected to people. I spoke to people. There's a few people that I've been messaging that I'm gonna hang out with and hopefully be friends with, you know? It was a really, really pleasant experience. It was a really great night. But the hour before I'd left, I'd been having some like little pre-drinks with Winter downstairs, and I genuinely was not gonna go. I was having a nice time with my best friend, and I was like, I don't know if going to this is going to be better or worse than the night that I'm just already having. And it's one of those things, when things go badly, when I have a bad night out, it's not just like the night and the next day that is done. It sticks with me, like it feels traumatizing. I know it's like not that big a deal, like the last time I went out before Halloween, I was trying my best to just like have a nice night and have fun. So I'd been chatting to some girl outside in the smoking area, and then we went into dance together, and I fully body slammed the floor. Like I slipped in someone's drink, I think, I don't know. One minute I was trying my best to dance, and then I was fully like, my chest was even on the floor. Like I fully like body slammed the fucking floor. And this girl was immediately like, I need to go and, like, she helped me up first. She wasn't a complete twat about it. She was nice, but she'd helped me up and then was like, I need to go and be somewhere. And I was like, yeah, please never look at me again, ever. Like, I hope I never see you again in my entire life. Like, go. And it's one of those things where, like, it was silly. It was a little bit cringy. It was, you know, it was whatever. If I'd been the other girl in that situation, I'd have probably reacted in the same way as her and been like, oh, poor girl, you know? Like, I wouldn't have been like, what an idiot or whatever. And even if she was, like, that's on her being mean. But it stuck with me, and it makes me cringe at myself so hard. And I'm like, God, I can't even fucking have a little boogie. I can't even have a little dancey dance without body slamming the fucking floor. And like, I'm bringing it up like months later as well, because I've just about gotten to a point where I can talk about it and laugh about it. And there's a lot of things I can laugh about, but inside I'm still like, it makes me feel a little bit sick. Like, I can laugh through it and be like, it doesn't actually matter. I know logically it doesn't actually matter, but it sticks with me inside, and it makes me feel like I'm the most just like humiliating person alive. Like, I just feel consistently humiliated by being myself. Like, obviously that's like a quite specific and out there things happen, like I slipped and fell in someone's drink, but like, I'm a clumsy person. It's not the first time that I've fallen over on a dance floor, you know? It's not the first, like, I've dropped so many fucking drinks, I've knocked other people's drinks off tables by accident. Like, I'm a clumsy ass person. And when I go out and I have these really awkward situations that it makes me come back into my shell, is the thing. I can't help it. It brings back so much like self-hatred and just, why am I like this? Why can't I just have a good fucking time? Why do I have to be this person that I am? Like, it just, every fucking negative thing that I've ever felt in my life all comes bubbling back to the surface the moment that I have a bad time that I perceive as being my fault. But then I have the other side of it when I go out and I have this really lovely time and I feel like I am able to actually connect with people. And even if I am like a little bit awkward, a little bit anxious, a little bit shy, a little bit whatever, people still just react kindly to me, and I'm still able to have a nice time. And, you know, like, it doesn't feel like people are having to accommodate to me or people are having to look out for me. Like, I'm just existing as a human adult in a human adult space and having a nice fucking time with other human adults that are also exclusively out trying to have a nice time. And that is what I'm getting at. It's so, like, the more I've put myself through these situations, I've had probably one nice situation for every 5 horrible ones. And then I self-isolate and I don't go out and I don't want to put myself back into that situation at all. I consider staying home and not going whatsoever and surprise myself by having a really nice night. And the thing that really annoys me is that it is about the other people. Like, I don't, like, obviously some degree of life is always me. I am the person living my life, so it is always to a point down to me. But when I'm going out and having these situations, it's not me. I'm sorry, but it's not. It is the other people and like the general public. That's what I really struggle with, because I do feel like the reason I went out before Halloween was that I'd had Manchester Pride, and that was where like I'd gone out and had a few drinks, I'd been dancing in the street and I'd danced with people, and like some guy had bought us drinks and like we met people and connected with people, had a really lovely time. So the next time I was like expecting that, and all of a sudden it just felt so awkward. Everyone I spoke to, I was like, you don't seem to want to speak to me, but you also stood out in the smoking area on your own. And like, the point to me of standing in a smoking area on your own on a night out is that you're going to chat with people. And obviously, like, I'm not trying to force myself on someone else's night, so I'd go and chat to someone else and go and chat to, and just no one wants to have a nice fucking time. No one wants to chat. No one wants to connect. No one wants to talk. Like, I literally don't understand why these people have left the fucking house, you know? And then I go to other things where I'm expecting that and I'm prepared for it, and I'm like, I'm going for me. I'm just going to have a nice night for myself. If no one wants to chat, I'll just go and have a dance, I'll have a drink. It doesn't matter. You know, and that's the mindset that I do tend to go out with it in general anyway. You know, like, I did think for a long time, it's like, oh, it's my mindset, it's what I'm going out with. But that's been my mindset the last like several times, and it still swings heavily to either side. I don't think I've had a night out since I was a teenager where I've just been like, that was fine, nothing really happened, it was fine, you know? I feel like since I was like 17, any sort of like night out, any sort of like event, any sort of like social, not even like social interaction, but you know, when like almost mixes, like I'm specifically going out because I would like to meet people and make friends and have a nice life. Like, it always swings to like, it's fucking great, I loved it, and I really cling to it. It's like, that was a good night, I really enjoyed myself, I really had a good time, I really felt like I could just be myself and be a person as myself and be respected and be liked and be interesting and whatever else, you know? Or it's the complete opposite and I had like the absolute worst time. I don't feel like I have any understanding of myself as a person. I don't feel like I know how to act as a person. I don't feel like I can in any way be a human being, you know? And it just makes me want to hide. It makes me want to never leave my fucking house again. But the constant struggle is like, how do I know when it's going to be those people? How do I know when it's going to be like this? How do I know when it's going to be like that? Because obviously like Manchester Pride and then the Halloween event that I went to were specifically like LGBTQ plus events. Obviously one of them was literally Pride. But the Halloween I went to was like specifically, I've recently seen the term flinter getting thrown around, which is like, no, I can't remember what it stands for, but it's basically like, not a cis man, you're good, not a cis fella, come to this. And like, obviously I would expect those events to have people that are a little bit more like me and people that I can relate to a little bit more. And I'm sorry, I tend to like gay people more than straight people. Lots of straight people are fabulous. I like people I relate to more, you know? So you'd think like, oh, so go to LGBTQ plus events, go to Pride events. But I've been to plenty of fucking gay bars and gay events that just haven't been like that and haven't felt like that. And I've also had a lot of situations where like I've had a very negative experience with gay men and they've really not been very nice to me. Like, I had someone that I thought was my friend at one point that explained to me that we actually couldn't be friends because he liked men and I liked women, so we have nothing in common. And I was like, we like a lot of the same movies. Like, I think we should all just get on in general anyway, but especially with the gay community, I'm like, what? So as much as like I do feel like it is often more so the Pride events that I do enjoy, it's not always the case, you know? I don't feel like there is any way to know that I'm going to enjoy a crowd. Obviously, it is just the general public. It's whoever shows up happens to show up, and I don't know if it's going to be people like me or not. And it's confusing to me. It does feel like if I show up at the same places or go to the same events or like do things the same, if I create a routine, I should be meeting like the same sort of groups of people, but I don't. And it just consistently brings up for me that like I don't understand how people make true connections, you know? Like, I have so many conversations where I feel like I am connecting with people on like a personal level, and we're clearly getting on, and we clearly like have similar morals and ethics, and we see things in like a really similar way, and it's a really nice moment of human connection. And then we part ways and I never speak to them again, and that's that. And you know, obviously that's going to happen sometimes, but I feel like it happens every time, because I just don't know how to initiate friendship. I don't know how to initiate like, I would like to go somewhere further than just a one-time conversation. I don't know how to read what the other person wants. So like, I've got one person that I met on Friday who was very like, we should hang out sometime, give me your number. And I fucking love that. Be direct, just be like, we should be friends. Yeah, we should, I'd love that. So like, I am, you know, like, it was a great night. And I do think I'm probably going to speak to more of the people that were there, and I am planning to go to like more events hosted by the same people, and I had a really great time. But I'm scared shitless that it won't be the same next time, because I've had that experience so many times where I've been like, that was great, that was brilliant, and the next time it's just not. And I really don't understand how people like find their crew and find their group or whatever, you know, because I absolutely do also think that if I had like a nice little solid group of friends, just like, that's the thing, is like, I feel like a lot of the time as well when neurotypicals, like my friendship group, there's like 15 people, and like, I'd not like that, thank you. But like, just 3 or 4 people that I enjoy being around, that are fun, that I could go out with and just have a nice time, you know, like, that's all I fucking want. And it doesn't feel like it should be that hard to get, but it really fucking is. And it's one of those things where I've made videos like similar to this in the past and read the comments from you guys, and lots of us are just giving up on making friends and forming community and trying to like meet people. And I get it. I get that it's not like, it's not the thing of like, oh, I give up. It's the thing of, I keep doing this and I keep doing this and I keep doing this. I keep meeting people and I have this like short-lived friendship, and I have this slightly longer friendship and then it goes wrong, or I just can't maintain things, or it fizzles. Like, I get it. It's fucking exhausting. It is so tiring. And especially when it feels like you keep getting burnt, like when you keep having the bad situations. Like, I keep having friends where I'm just like, I don't think you're treating me like a friend, like, you're not being a nice person whatsoever, and I'm trying really hard here, but like, it's no. Like, I very deeply understand that it's not a choice born of like laziness or can't be bothered. It's a choice born of like self-protection and self-preservation, and like, this situation keeps hurting me, this situation keeps going wrong, this situation keeps using up all my energy and not really having any sort of payoff. I just refuse to give up. It's as simple as that. I'm here and I'm alive, and you've got to keep going. Like, no, but really, I'm here and I'm alive. I'm not planning to off myself any moment soon. You know, like, it is the constant fallback plan in the back of my mind, where am I here? But I'm not planning on it. We are trying to have a nice life and build a life that I like, and build a community that helps me and like that I can help, and like, you know, we're trying to make a nice time of things. I can't make the world a better place, but I can make my world a nice place. So as fucking exhausted as I am, and as many fucking trust issues as I now have based on how people have treated me, and just, I need a hell of a lot of fucking therapy, but I have also done a lot of self-work, and I have also like healed a whole bunch of shit on my own, and I want a nice fucking time. So I refuse to give up. I'm gonna keep trying shit, I'm gonna keep doing shit. And as hard as it is, I would very much encourage all of you to do the same. I think that, unfortunately, as much as I love my cat, and as much as I love my TV shows, human connection is one of like the most beautiful parts of life. And I do think that it's like one of the major, obviously this is entirely opinion, this whole video is entirely opinion based, but this part especially is entirely my opinion. I do think that human connection is one of the most beautiful and like valuable parts of being alive. I do think it's sort of like somewhat the point of being alive, is to connect with people and to form those really solid bonds and get to like enjoy things with other people. So for me, it's very much like, you've just got to keep going and keep trying, and hopefully one day I'll have a little community of people that I really trust and respect and adore, and that feel the same way about me. And you've just got to keep doing your best for it, haven't you? So yeah, that's the video. That's what I had to say here. I'm just really tired of every social event either being really, really good or absolutely fucking horrible. As always, if you want to help me out with like the little YouTube algorithm, please do like and subscribe. Liking the video really helps me out. Subscribing makes me happy. I enjoy it. It's nice. I like having you around. As always, I would love to hear what you think in the comments and what opinions you have and what you feel about what I've said. It would be lovely to hear. I feel like this entire last section I start feeling awkward, so every sentence starts with like, and as always guys, like that's, I'd be the worst ever TV presenter. But as always, you can also follow me over on Patreon or... No, I start with TikTok and Instagram first. You can also follow me over on TikTok or Instagram, where I post when I post, to be honest with you. It's somewhat regular some of the time. It's been a rough time lately. I've not posted that much, but I will again. And again, as always, you can also follow me over on Patreon or Ko-fi if you would like to donate to me financially. It helps me out. I quite often buy myself a bit of cake with it. It's my little treat money a lot of the time, and it makes me feel a lot better. It really fucking keeps me going, so thank you a lot if you've ever donated, if you're a Patreon, whatever else. I had big plans for Patreon, and then Winter went into hospital, but I am going to actually execute some of those. Execute feels like the wrong word. I want to do some Christmas cards for my Patreons, so I'm going to post about that over there soon. Whoever you are and wherever you are, hope you have a lovely morning, evening, day, afternoon, week, month, year, and I will see you again in a couple of days.